The arrival. Ambassador Sarah Martinez stepped out of the sleek interstellar shuttle onto the gleaming spaceport of Corva, capital of the Galactic Council. The alien metropolis stretched before her, towering crystalline spires, pulsing energy conduits, anti-grav vehicles whizzing by, so different from Earth, yet the center of power for the known universe. Sarah straightened her ceremonial uniform, the United Earth insignia gleaming on her lapel. She was here to represent humanity, to prove to the Council that Earth deserved a seat at the galactic table. But she knew it would be an uphill battle. Many of the alien races viewed humans as primitive, volatile, unworthy of joining their enlightened federation. Ambassador Martinez. A silky voice interrupted her musings. She turned to see a tall, willowy figure gliding towards her. Xylar, the Morovian High Counselor. His opalescent skin shimmered under the spaceport lights. High Counselor Xylar, Sarah greeted, dipping her head in the customary Morovian salute. Thank you for personally welcoming me to Corva. But of course, Xylar replied, his golden eyes appraising her coolly. We have been quite curious about you humans. Your kind is rather infamous throughout the galaxy. Sarah tensed, but kept her expression neutral. I hope to change some of those misconceptions during my time here. We shall see. Xylar's tone was inscrutable. Come, the Council awaits. He escorted her to a waiting hovercraft, the spaceport fading behind them as they zoomed towards the shining Council citadel. The Corvan Beast, the great hall of the Galactic Council, was breathtaking. A cavernous chamber of swirling galaxies and pulsing star maps. Representatives from 1,000 worlds lined the tiered seats, a kaleidoscope of alien forms. Sarah stood alone in the center platform, trying to still her racing heart. Ambassador Martinez, the booming voice of Counselor Zorg, a hulking reptiloid, echoed through the chamber. You come before us to petition for Earth's admission to this august body. What makes you think humanity is worthy? Sarah lifted her chin. Counselors, humans may be young compared to your ancient civilizations, but we have much to offer. Our creativity, our adaptability, our relentless drive to explore and innovate. We seek to be partners and allies in maintaining galactic peace. Pretty words, scoffed a crystalline Cheyenne to her left. But can you back them up with action? A murmur rippled through the chamber. Then Xylar spoke, his mellifluous voice silencing the crowd. Perhaps a demonstration is in order. He pressed a button on his console. With a hiss, a hidden door opened in the chamber floor. Sarah tensed as a massive cage rose into view, containing a snarling, six-legged beast the size of a rhino. Gasps echoed through the hall. Behold the Corvan Beast, Xylar proclaimed. Uncontrollable, untamable, the apex predator of the Galactic Council's menagerie. Dozens have tried to master it. All have failed. His golden eyes bored into Sarah's. Care to test the human touch, Ambassador? Sarah's heart hammered, but she did not flinch from Xylar's challenge. Squaring her shoulders, she approached the beast's cage. The impossible connection. The cacophony of the hall faded away as Sarah drew near the Corvan Beast's enclosure. Up close, the creature was even more imposing. A mass of rippling muscle under iridescent scales, razor-sharp claws gouging the metallic floor, friplicate jaws snapping with dagger-like teeth. Its 6 eyes, a swirling vortex of orange and red, fixed on her with searing intensity. Sarah heard the counselors' whispered speculations behind her. No doubt they expected this to be a short demonstration, ending with the brash human ambassador bloody and broken before the beast. She intended to prove them wrong. "Hello there," Sarah said softly, projecting calm and confidence as she stepped right up to the cage bars. The beast snarled, lashing out with a foreclaw, but Sarah did not flinch. "Easy now. I'm not going to hurt you." She slowed her breath, reaching out with her mind like the Pshin counselors had taught her. Brush against the beast's consciousness. Let it feel your intent. To her amazement, she sensed a great intelligence there, buried beneath layers of rage and fear. This was no mere animal. "You're more than what they say, aren't you?" Sarah murmured. "More than a weapon or a trophy. You have a name." She closed her eyes, listening to the creature's psyche, letting the alien syllables form on her tongue. Razakhan. Defiant fire. The beast, Razakhan, paused, head tilting as it regarded her. Some of the frenzy ebbed from its eyes. Slowly, tentatively, Sarah raised a hand. A gasp rippled through the council hall as Razakhan stretched out its great neck, allowing her fingers to brush against the surprisingly soft scales of its snout. "There we are," Sarah whispered, projecting feelings of kinship and respect. "We're not so different, you and I, both underestimated, both fighting to prove our worth." And in that impossible moment of connection, Sarah felt the foundations of the galaxy shift beneath her feet. Whispers of dissent. In the wake of Sarah's astonishing display with the Corvan beast, the Galactic Council descended into chaos. Xylar called for order, his face pinched and pale, as the assembled aliens clamored to make sense of what they'd witnessed. "Impossible," bellowed a barrel-chested Kranich warrior. "The beast must have been drugged, or controlled by human trickery." "Trickery," scoffed the willowy sylph representative. "Did you not see the resonance between the human and the beast? That was a true connection." Arguments broke out across the hall, some decrying Sarah's feat as a fluke, others murmuring that perhaps the humans had hidden depths. Through it all, Sarah stood tall, hand resting on Razakhan's flank, as the great beast loomed protectively over her. In the shadows of the council tier, a group of representatives gathered, casting furtive glances at the human ambassador. "The Earthling is more formidable than we realized," hissed a scaled Zath-Aaron matriarch. "She could be a valuable ally, or a dangerous enemy." "Xylar seeks to undermine her," clicked a chitinous skittering. "He fears what it would mean for humans to join the council." "Then perhaps," mused the sylph, eyes glinting, "it is time we reconsider our allegiances." As the debate raged on, Sarah caught snatches of furtive conversation, felt the shifting political currents in the room. She exchanged a glance with Razakhan, the beast's fiery eyes glinting with knowing. They had sparked something here today, a seed of change that could reshape the galaxy. But the real battle was only beginning. "The trial of Earth." Ambassador Martinez. Xylar's voice cut through the tumult of the council chamber. "While your display with the Corvan beast was impressive, it proves nothing about humanity as a whole. If Earth is to join this council, you must demonstrate your species' worth through the trial of worlds." Sarah lifted her chin, meeting Xylar's gaze without flinching. "Name your challenges, High Counselor. Humanity stands ready." And so the trials began. Tests of ingenuity, pitting Sarah's problem-solving skills against the brightest minds of a dozen worlds. Physical gauntlets that pushed human endurance to the breaking point and beyond. Ethical quandaries with no clear answers, designed to probe the depths of Earth's morality. Through it all, Sarah led her human delegation with unwavering resolve. When an engineering puzzle stumped her team, she devised a creative solution that impressed even the most skeptical counselors. In the heat of a grueling desert marathon, she rallied her exhausted comrades, helping them cross the finish line together. Faced with heart-wrenching moral dilemmas, Sarah sought the path of wisdom and compassion, even when it meant defying galactic norms. And always, Razakhan was there, a looming presence at the edge of each trial, fiery eyes tracking Sarah's progress. The beast had become her constant shadow, an unmistakable symbol of the bond they'd forged. When a surprise attack by rogue extremists threatened to derail the trials, it was Razakhan who leaped to Sarah's defense, scattering her would-be assassins with a thunderous roar. As the final trial concluded, Sarah stood before the council once more, head high despite her physical and mental exhaustion. She had given her all, shown the galaxy the indomitable spirit that defined her species. Now humanity's fate rested in the hands of aliens who had once scorned them. The tension in the chamber was thicker than a neutron star as Xylar called for the verdict. A new dawn. The vote was close, closer than anyone had expected. But when the tally was displayed on the great holoscreen, the result was undeniable. By a narrow margin, Earth had been granted admission to the Galactic Council. The chamber erupted. Some counselors cheered, others raged, still others looked on in solemn contemplation. Sarah hardly heard the cacophony. Her heart thundered in her ears as the weight of the moment sank in. Humanity had a voice in the galaxy at last. In the aftermath, after the celebrations had died down and the political wrangling recommenced, Sarah found herself back in the private chamber that had been designated as Earth's embassy. Razakhan dozed in the corner, his bulk taking up half the room. Strange serenity in place of the old simmering rage. You were incredible out there. Sarah turned to see the Sylph counselor, Zephyrus, gliding into the room. The statuesque alien regarded her with glowing admiration. Earth chose its champion well, Zephyrus continued. You have shown us all the power of the human spirit, of connection across lines of difference. Her eyes flicked to Razakhan. Perhaps it is a lesson we all need to learn. This is only the beginning, Sarah said softly. Humanity still has much to prove, and I suspect there are many who will seek to block our progress at every turn. Yes, Zephyrus agreed. Xyler and his ilk will not give up their chokehold on the council lightly. But you have allies now, Ambassador, myself and others who believe in your vision of the future. Together, we will midwife a new era, one of cooperation and unity across the stars. She held out a graceful hand, and after a moment, Sarah clasped it. Human and self, earthling and ancient alien, two disparate threads of fate now woven together. Through the window, the great spiral arms of the galaxy turned, wheeling ponderously towards an uncertain and exhilarating horizon. As Sarah gazed out at the infinite vista, she felt the first stirrings of destiny. Earth's journey was just beginning, the trials and triumphs to come. But in this crystalline moment, suffused with fragile and tenacious hope, anything seemed possible. A new dawn for humanity, a new chapter for the galaxy. And glinting in the starlight, Earth's ambassador and her beast smiled together, twin pioneers charting a course through the cosmic seas.